Welcome to Boxing on the Record with Randy. Um, I guess we're on here today to talk about Terence Bud Crawford, one of the best fighters on the planet. First of all, hit the like button, subscribe, share. Terence Crawford, one of the best fighters on the planet right now. If not the best fighter at 147, uh, he reigns at the top. I don't guess there's no dispute in him being the best fighter at 147. Nobody has beat him. Um, so that makes him the best until somebody beats him. He holds all the belts, well, he held all the belts. So, I mean, there was nobody to defeat him. So that makes him the best. But anyway, we got on here to talk about Terrence feeling real disrespected. And I can understand why he's feeling disrespected. But at the same time, we have to be realistic about life. Sometimes we have people that get one shot and they blow up and the whole world seems like it opens up for them. Then we got some people that dog it out and just don't seem to catch that break that they're looking for as the recognition that they're searching for. And I think that is Terrence's situation. Terrence is a great fighter, hands down, one of the best fighters in the game. But sometimes, even being the best fighter or being the best at what you do, you get overlooked. And I think he's just being overlooked. I think it's got a lot to do with the marketing that he's had over time. It puts me in the mind of when Roy Jones was overshadowing Bernard Hopkins. Well, Bernard Hopkins was a great fighter, but Roy Jones just had that it factor about him. And sometimes you don't really have to have that it factor. Sometimes I think it's more or less the people choose who they gonna rally or who they're gonna put in the forefront, such as Javante Davis, Tank. The people chose to put him down. He could have been one of those fighters that was winning and doing all of that. But the people put in the not only that, Mayweather promotion or Mayweather and Leonard Ellaby market his career to bring him to that. And as I just said, Terence Crawford has really never been marketed. Bob didn't do a good job of marketing, and Bud didn't do a good job of marketing himself. He just didn't find the gimmick, or not gimmick, I should say. He just didn't find the niche that he needed to elevate himself and his career to the next level. Uh, you got to have something that you do where people don't forget you, and you got to continue to do uh, things so that you don't be forgotten. Look at Rolly. Rolly's not a real good fighter, but I like the guy. I like the guy because he can market himself. And I think that's what it is. But Terrence is feeling real disrespected, and much so I can understand why he just be proclaimed one of the best fighters in the world. We knew at least one of the best fighters at 147 in Errol Spence, and he beat him with no effort. So I guess Crawford thought that the world was going to open up to him after he beat Errol Spence. But it's funny how uh, uh, we tend to want things our way. We tend to uh, uh, have a double standards for ourselves, if you will, because on one hand, people are saying Earl Spence was a nobody. He's a one trick pony. He's not that guy. But then on the other hand, you want credit for beating him like you just beat the best fighter in the world or the best fighter in that division. So I mean, you can have it both ways, but we try, and that's just human nature. But as I was saying, he feel very disrespected. But you have to understand that you can't just beat one guy and think the world is going to open up to you. You have to be building up to that. You have to be making yourself known for doing what you do. Um, just like now, um, Boot's been knocking on his door and nibbling at his heels for the longest. My thought is if Boots is a subpar fighter, or if Boots can't beat you, or if Boots ain't that guy, why don't you just beat him and get him out the way, and then that'll put you one step closer to being that guy. Uh, um, because you have to understand, whenever you're at the top, everybody's shooting for you. Don't nobody care who's at the bottom. I don't even know who's at the bottom because it's so many at the bottom. But when you're at the top, everybody's looking at you. Everybody want what you have. Everybody wants your position. So it's up to you to continue to defend that. If you really want your name, uh, where you're trying to get it, you have to fight these guys that's asking you for the fight. If Keith Thurman is an easy fight, go on and beat him and get it over with. I mean, you can't just take one fight and think people are just gonna put you as that guy. Um, like I say, he's just feeling real disrespected, and then he says that he's gonna uh retire now. I don't know if that's a marketing scheme. T.O. used that before. I don't know why would he say that. But we have to also understand, even if he retires, you're not bigger than the sport. Fighters come and fighters go. Roy Jones, Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, and the list goes on because we are in love with the sport, not in love with the fighter. Because we're going to pick another fighter, whether you can perform and do the job or not. If you can't do the job, we're going to move on to the next fighter. Look at how great Paul Williams was. But then when he ended up getting in an accident, his name went away just like everybody else's name went away. One day your name's going to go away. So we're in love with the sport. Terrence, if you really want to make your name uh, mentioned as much as you want to mention, you're going to have to fight these guys that are chasing you. If you fight Boots, if you fight Keith, ain't really much left for you to fight. If that needs a fight, just take the fight, beat them up, and move on to the next. And eventually, your name will get mentioned in the manner that you want it mentioned. But until then, there are going to be fighters chasing you, and there are going to be people wondering, why haven't you fought this guy? Why don't you fight this guy? And that's just the nature of being on the top. Nobody's asking um, the number 10 man uh, uh, in the division to fight him because nobody care who he is. The number 10 trying to fight the number one. The number 50 trying to fight the number one. And they will take a fight with the number one on short notice because they understand it catapults their career. So you're just gonna have to come out your shell, man, and just fight. And just fight. That's the only way you're gonna get your name where you want it at. That's all I have for it right now. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, share. All of it's free. Just let me know how you feel about it so we can have a little dialogue in the in the chat. And we're out of here like last.